Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, let's do your pick a card reading. Okay, now we're using the Wild Mystic Oracle deck today for the main reading, and then we'll pull a couple of cards from the Grace card deck so that we can clarify or give a more rounded, you know, story to the card that you may have picked. So if y'all came in and picked number one, it's the Bear card. This is the rest card. You know, we all need a little bit of rest sometime, y'all. Okay, now before I read that out of the Oracle Handbook, the Wild Mystic Oracle Handbook, I'm going to cut this pre-shuffled Grace card deck one time, and then we're going to pull a couple of Grace cards to, again, round out this reading for this card. I hope this finds you well and happy, and y'all, if you're so motivated, please hit that thumbs up for me. It really does help on YouTube to do that. Okay, act. Seemingly contrary, but I'm pretty sure we can knit this one together, y'all. And you know, the funniest thing is when you sit back and relax, that's pretty much the biggest action that you can take, especially if you're trying to go after something or manifest something in your world. And hopefully I don't have the music too loud. Y'all can holler at me if I do. And you've got the Strength card. Beautiful. All right, y'all. Let's see what's going on. Let's pull this Bear card up. And a lot of times I go in and I try and read ahead of time. I did not do that this time because I'm doing a bunch of stuff today. So please bear with me. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It was right there, y'all. Okay, this card represents the winter months and essential rest. Okay, in nature, you know, the hibernation that time is so essential for these creatures actually surviving our world. So look, let's see. Okay, and this definitely specifically points to physical rest. Okay, so if you picked card number one, you may even already know that you kind of need some rest, you need some time off, you need some downtime, whatever that is. Look, we got to do that part for ourselves. It's so important that we strike a happy balance of going out there and getting things done, but also taking time for ourselves to rejuvenate, you know, regroup, you know, and restructure our thinking so that we can come out fresh again, fresh out of the gate. Okay, humanity's need for rest has caused us to create holidays, vacations, and seasonal celebrations. Well, you know what? Don't get me started on this, the big machine creating those holidays for capital. But yeah, you know what? That 3D life that we have been placed into by, you know, this matrix that we've entered into really does command our world. It marks all our calendars, you know, it runs our clocks, and it's tough. You know, it's a tough thing. I really applaud the people who have managed to step outside that matrix life of the 9 to 5, because it's really hard to command your world when you definitely are being beckoned, you know, and constantly on demand by the world, not only the world and society and your job and all of that, but also your family structure. You know, the larger family you have, the more demands are placed on you as an individual, and it can be tough to get some rest, but it's pretty vital, and you can do it. It's a lot easier than you think. Okay, it's just about managing your priorities and putting yourself first once in a while. Okay, and also this is also something to say about bowing out, taking those times where you absolutely purposefully get off that treadmill and purposefully place yourself in a serene environment. You know, something where you're not constantly being heralded. You know, constantly being sought after or asked for favors or stuff demanding your time. And again, I get it. When you got big families especially, that's kind of hard to come by, but it's really important for you. And you really can't be super valuable to everybody else in your world if you can't figure out how to take care of yourself. You're the main game, okay? So let's get into these. I guess that's pretty much it. Well, the bottom line is exactly what I said. This card is a reminder to listen to your needs and rest when required. And like I said, I know 100 reasons come up immediately. Well, well, drop the but. Start taking care of ourselves. How about we do that? Now, in the clarification room, we got the Act card. I love this card. I hope you can see that very well. No, it is what it is. It's a monotone card color-wise, so that's difficult, and then my lighting is weird. All right, charge forward. When we combine action with unwavering faith, the power of grace will meet our needs. Understand that even when you're taking time off, that is an action. That is something important to your realm. That's important for your growth. You know, that's a positive momentum you're setting in your world for yourself that will feed your sense of strength, because you got it. You got everything you need to face the challenges in your world. You have every single thing that you need right now to handle what's coming up in your world. So don't be afraid to face your fear. I know, sorry. Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, a gift that makes us stronger, more conscious, and ultimately more alive. And I didn't, yeah, I did read that card. Okay, so look, let me just, I think that what these three cards are telling you is that it's really important to give yourself that regrouping time so that you can recalibrate and see things in a little clearer of a way. And that is the action that I'm feeling is being required here, is for you to, for those of you who pick number one, capitalize on those moments. Really get in there and manage your world, craft your world, so that you can have those moments to regroup and regenerate. You know, and that in itself is this act that's being required right now. So charge forward, do this thing, and don't worry about it. You know, understand that that's what's necessary. You know, don't have those fears. Face those fears of, oh, well, so-and-so won't be able to do it without me, or my kids need me, or, my job, I've got to work that overtime, and look, charge forward in this endeavor to take care of yourself, because when we combine that action with the unwavering faith that that's what's going to really, really charge us up and give us strength, the power of grace will meet our needs. This is really important. This is really important that you understand that a healthy balance has got to be struck in our world, and it is up to us to do that. It's really important for us to understand that, because nobody's going to do that for us. The people around us, they're not they're not, malevolent in needing us and beckoning to us. That's where they are in their world. They're not dialed in on our needs. They're dialed in on their needs. That's why it's so important for us to dial in on our own needs and take action on that. Do something in your world to make it so that you know you can count on some time to regroup and recharge and pull yourself back together so that you can go back out when it's time with a full battery. Okay? Thank y'all for being here. I hope you got something out of this message. It seemed pretty straightforward. And by that, Sagittarian in nature, although that is a fire card, or a fire sign, get busy. Do something for yourself. Take care of yourself. Find a way to have some downtime, whatever that looks like to you. Create that in your world. Invest in yourself to understand that after that rest, that every single thing in your world will be addressed so much more positively and energetically if you have a full battery to get out there and do the work that you need to do. Okay? Thank you for being here, and I hope you'll put that thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd really like to have you along on this journey. I'm going to go ahead and move on to card number 2. So hi people, hi to everyone who were drawn to the number 2 position today, y'all. That card from the Wild Mystic Oracle is the Fear card. It's the Shark card. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. I did just reshuffle the Grace card deck. I'm going to do it again in case I did. You know, I don't know. I think I did. But let's do that. Let's get this Grace card deck good and shuffled. And we're going to pull a couple of cards for you guys to see, you know, how we can round out this message of the Fear card. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what the Grace cards have to tell us that we can understand this other message from the Wild Mystic Oracle. I'm going to go ahead and pull those 2 cards, and then we'll look up this shark card. And like I told the viewers who picked card number 1, I normally will go in and look at these and pre-read all of this before I come on, but I was kind of strapped for time today, so I really wanted to get on in here. Your first card is release, you guys. You got release, the release card. Release your fears. I like that already. Okay, Dan. Now, I'm going to give you one more. Let's see what's going on here. I have to have this window open today, y'all. In the deep south, it's been pretty hot. Not as muggy as I would expect for this time of year, but today we're getting a little break after big storms. I hope everybody, I don't want to be cheeky, but I hope you weathered the storms. If you're in this area or in that belt, there was a belt of Louisiana, Alabama, and Georgia yesterday. Some big storms. So I hope you're doing well if you were in that area. Mirror. Mirror is your other card. Okay. Now, let me get into this shark card because I'm kind of interested in what this is all about. And y'all, if that music is too loud and too distracting, please put that in the comments section because I know exactly where I have it dialed to, and that way I'll know from now on. I don't like to turn it off because it does sort of feed my momentum. Gives me some rhythm. The rhythm gives me rhythm. What can I say? Okay, y'all. The shark card represents the unknown of life, the unknowns of life, and the fear that they create, the fear that we create. Okay, sorry, but not sorry. It's the fight or flight response that we feel when we're faced with something scary or unfamiliar, which every day is unfamiliar. You know, if you really think about it, if you're not projecting from a lot of programming, every single day should open up new opportunities, which can be scary, you know. The beautiful yet terrifying prehistoric predator has often been associated by humans with danger, violence, and death. Okay. Yet most sharks aren't dangerous to humans, and you know, says with rare shark attacks being accidents of curiosity or confusion rather than attempted hunts. Okay, this card encourages you to respect your fears, understand that that's a natural thing in life, and seek understanding of them rather than letting the initial dread overwhelm you. Okay, look, it's so important that we don't just overcorrect in our worlds, which means that we don't take a breath, we just react. You know, you put yourself in the place of being like a pinball, just banking off of other things in your world and then having to, you know, clean up the mess of where you bounce yourself to. So slow down a little bit, especially where things are unknown, because, you know, have a little faith in your journey. You're totally being supported. And I know things can look scary sometimes, or just unfamiliar, which can be scary if we let ourselves go into that spot. But every single thing that's being presented in your world is something for you. It's not something being done to you. Okay? You know the old folklore saying that if you see a ghost, just walk up into it, because it'll disappear on you. And I promise you, every single really great feeling of pride and integrity and accomplishment comes on the other side of looking at a fear and going for it anyway. You know, So, not all fears are imagined, some are very real. Some are well-founded and based in the here and now. But the thing about that is, again, these fears are manufactured feelings that we create around a circumstance that we just don't know enough about. Okay? But the thing is look, it's so important for us as human beings to understand how amazing that we are, and the fact that we are held high in the estimation of Source. We are Source incarnate. We're not here to go down a path of complete demise and terror and discomfort. That comes from our fears. We make those things real experiences by not managing our own emotions, and to do that we have to manage our minds. Okay, it's really important to do that. So let's go into this release card. I want to just show you this card. It's so pretty, girls and boys. Look at, okay. Look, let go. When we release our attachment to the outcome, we allow the power of grace to work its magic. The only time we really, really have strong fears is when we imagine the worst outcome. That's what it is. That's exactly what we're doing. We're creating the most negative scenario in our head, which would naturally give us fear, which would naturally drop our frequency. Okay? So we have to learn how to manage our thoughts, manage our expectations, and to do that, for me, I just remember how valuable I am on this planet. I'm here for a reason, and so are you. You didn't make it through all that crap you've been through to not do anything in this world or not be of value in this world. Okay, you've been through a lot in your world. You know you've got those battle scars. But at this point in your world, at least according to this reading, it's time to release those fears. Release those fears. And remember that everything in life outside ourselves is a mirror of what we have going on inside. It couldn't be more clear. Okay? Not only learn to see God's presence in everyone you meet, learn to understand that the things that you meet in your life, the things that you see in your life and feel in your life and experience in your life are a direct relation of what you've got going on in your head. And everything you've got going on in your head is your domain. You can control all of that. It's just the need for the understanding that we have so much programming in our brains. And most of it's just, let me tell you something. The ego has no spontaneity. The ego is not even close to intuition. The ego does not live in the moment. The ego goes solely on programming. And there is always a point in time in our life where old programming is not serving our purpose going forward in our lives unless we want to manifest the same old thing over and over in a loop. Okay? So if you're seeing stuff out there, if people are being projected back to you where they're unfavorable or they have rough energy or whatever that is, it's imperative that we go in our own selves and clean that stuff up and release those things, those negative thoughts, those negative sentiments, those visions of the worst outcome. Because those fears are creating the things that we dread in our world. Okay? It's up to us. It is big work, but with a little bit of practice, it becomes so much easier, and at some point in your world, it'll be just a reflex to expect the best and understand that whatever does come, even if it's outside the lines of your projection and your visualization, that it is on purpose, that it is manifested exactly as it should for your best evolution on this planet. It's something that you can handle in that moment for where you are in your world, in your growth, on your path. Okay? Okay. Thank y'all for being here so much. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you're enjoying these pick-a-card readings because I'm really liking getting into it a little bit more with these. And just remember that, let your enthusiasm and your wonderment and your joy and your appreciation in your world be bigger than your fear. And you got it made. Okay? All right. Please hit that like button if y'all care to. It really does help the channel. And I appreciate that so much. If you care to share the video, please do. I appreciate that so much too. You are so loved in my camp. I'm going to move on to card number 3. Hey y'all, card number 3. I am reshuffling the Grace card deck for our clarifying cards. But card number 3 is the Koala Spirit. And that is our Protect card from the Wild Mystic Oracle deck. Okay? So the Koala. I'm going to give this Grace card deck one more shuffle, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you coming in for this reading, and I hope that you definitely get something out of the messages that come forth for us today through these 2 beautiful decks. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull the 2 clarifiers. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Grace card deck, which should give us a little direction on how we can harness the energy of this Protect card to our advantage. Beautiful. We got the Love card, y'all. All right now. And let's just get one more so we can have a good, well-rounded story running here. Just watching out the window. This neighbor cat is just lounging in the backyard. She's so pretty. I don't know where this cat comes from, but every once in a while she cruises through. He, she, it cruises through. Beautiful. This seems to be a recurring thing, my loves. Strength. Strength. Alright. Well, let's go straight to the Koala. Okay, Koala, Protect. Now, this card represents protection from harm and comfort in difficult times. That's beautiful. So you are right now, whatever you're going through, you are being shored up by Spirit. Okay? This card encourages caring and reassuring form of protection often associated with caregivers. This card is the protection of a safe place, a thick blanket rather than a suit of armor. Okay? The strongest thing we got going in this world is the power of love. Alright? So the spears, the daggers, the bullets, the cannons, all of that, the lightning strikes, all of that, it can't compare with the power of the sentiment of love. Oh my gosh, and I wasn't even thinking of that. It just came. All right, so this is perfect, y'all. I see this knit. This is so perfect. So let me read some more about this. Despite its bear-like appearance, the koala is a marsupial. Koalas care for their young using abdominal pouch to keep them safe, close, and warm and nourished. Koalas tend to avoid energy-heavy, hostile behavior unless it's absolutely necessary, but also can be very aggressive when forced to do so. All right? And I got, there's no mystical reason for that card falling over. I got the breeze coming in, and it's beautiful here today, y'all. Okay. Let's see. This card promotes conservation of nature, protection of culture, and caring for others. And you know what? Caring for thyself really comes to mind here for me. Okay, we tend to neglect ourselves, and don't say you don't, because we all do. Okay, this nurturing aspect that we can bring up for ourselves is the most powerful thing that we can do for ourselves. Really, just like the group of viewers who picked card number 1, the rest card, the bear card. So underappreciated. Getting rest is not just sleeping, getting 8 hours. It's purposefully crafting our world to care for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to have downtime, to disconnect, to have those parts of our pie of time to ourselves, to do whatever we want, to make sure that we're not being beckoned at, and no one's calling us. And it's hard to do sometimes when you've got a busy life or a big family, but it's really, really important that we care for ourselves, because how in the world can we nurture anything or anybody else if we're not already feeling nurtured? If you're anxious and you're overworked, how in the world is that energy going to parlay into a caring nurturing energy for other people, or to put out into the world, or for your animals, or for your nature in your world, in your yard, you know. This is a conservation card, as well as conservation with nature and the world, you know, our earth. It's also conservation of energy. It's a card that calls us not to waste our breath and not to waste our energy on things that we know are not serving our highest good. So if there's something that's happening right now, I'd like for you to use your strength to differentiate those things in your world that are just on auto, which are not serving you anymore, and to lay that down so that you can begin to earnestly love yourself and care for yourself and nurture yourself. Okay? Now this love card, share your heart. To love another is the ultimate expression of grace. Okay? It's difficult to do that when we don't feel loved ourselves. But you know, that starts with us. Starts with us. When we're constantly searching outside of ourselves for those things that we need, you know, the love and the strength and the nurturing, it can be frustrating. You know, it can feel futile. It can make us feel alone, you know, or lonely, or disregarded, or, you know, disconnected. So to love another, you know, is the ultimate expression of grace. Well, do it for yourself first, because everything starts with us. Everything starts with us. The Strength card, face your fear. Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, a gift that makes us stronger, more conscious, and ultimately more alive. Well, let me tell you something. When you're feeling loved and nurtured, you're just strong in yourself already. You have that motivation. You don't feel like you're without. You don't feel needy. You know, you don't feel like you're being left out. You don't feel abandoned when you love yourself, when you nurture yourself. Okay? So whatever that translates into for you in your world, it's time to do that for yourself. These cards are just telling you, giving you that really blatant, obvious, neon sign of a reminder that it's time to really, really craft your world and put yourself first. Because that is the only way that we can distribute a healthy frequency out into the collective, out into our world, out into nature, out into our families. Okay? Do this for yourself. You're so worth it. You matter. Your energy matters. Your love matters in this world. But it's hard to give of yourself when you haven't filled your own cup. Okay? When you show appreciation for yourself and you invest in your own journey, that shows that you care about yourself. It shows that you've got your own back. And the universe will definitely compound that for you in your world. There will be more reasons spring up in your reality that give you confirmation to continually love yourself and to have that strength to go out there and face fears and to rock your challenges. Because what? Because nothing comes by us that's not meant for us. Every single thing we experience, we're supposed to. You know? And when we're feeling loved and fulfilled and nurtured, when we're doing that for ourselves and not waiting around for someone else to do that, we are totally in our strength. We are capable of every single thing we need to do, feel, and experience in our world for our best evolution on this planet. We have it already. Okay? We have it already. All we got to do is give it to ourselves. Okay? Thank y'all for being here. I hope this message hit you right in the heart in a very good way. You are loved. You are being supported by the universe. So please, let that mirror, you know, this is Thursday here. It's Thor Day, the day of expansion, Jupiter energy. Use this day of expansion to compound that love you have for yourself, to do it, to be active in it. Show yourself how much you care for yourself, and you will see that mirror in your world. I promise you. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much again for being here. I'm really enjoying these longer reads. I hope you are too. Of course, the timestamps will be in the comments section as soon as I get done with this. And it is close to a beautiful new moon. If I have time, I will gather that information for you and put that in the comments section. But I don't want to put such a hard time on this reading, because I want it to be applicable when you pick it up, when you come across it. It is valid for you. It's valid for you. And if you picked a couple of cards, you know what? This reading as a whole is a stark reminder that it's when we rest up and we give ourselves nurturing that, facing our fears is nothing for us. It's nothing for us, because we're going on a full tank. We have our full battery, okay? And that in itself, when you have that kind of energy and enthusiasm for the things that happen in your world and things that spring up for you, life just looks a whole lot more glorious. Things look a whole lot brighter when we're facing things without that dread and without that fear, understanding that every single thing is being presented for us as a gift by Spirit. Okay? All right, y'all, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you care to share this video, I appreciate that so much. And yeah, like I've asked before, please hit that thumbs up for me. It really does matter on YouTube. And I guess I'll see you soon. Thanks again for being here.